So after you get indicted, right, the cops bust down your door. Usually, that's how it works. There's other ways that you can get arrested. But you're in handcuffs, you're in your own street clothes, you're in whatever you went to bed with. And, you get hauled off into either a paddy wagon, a police car. With us, there was SWAT teams. There was, people dressed in bulletproof vests, machine guns, armored vehicles. Our case was crazy, but you get taken to the police station. You get held. You go to your arraignment in the morning. You get arraigned. For the most part, you're probably not going to get bail. So you have to go to prison for the night. This starts your pre-trial detention. And what happens is you're in the back of a van, you're handcuffed, waist chained, you got shackles on your feet, and you're in the custody of the marshals. And what they do is they take you to a detention facility. It could be a county jail, could be a detention facility. I went to Wyatt Detention Facility in Rhode Island. And, they pull the van in, door closes outside, it's like a garage. And, you're shuffled into the prison. And you go into big holding tanks. They got like benches, there's one toilet there. And it's probably about, depending on how many people are, got detained that day or got arrested that day, there's usually about 10, 15, 20 people there. And you just sit down and you wait to be processed. You're in your street clothes. You're fucking talking to your people like, hey, what's going on? You're talking to other people. You're just getting acclimated in a real uncomfortable setting, And you're still in your street clothes, and they call you one by one, the officers. They'll take your handcuffs off. They'll take your shackles off. They'll tell you to strip out of everything. You have to strip out of all your clothes. You can't wear any street clothes anymore. Then you get fitted. You go into another room, and they'll be like, what size you take? They give you one pair of drawers, one pair of socks, a T-shirt, and either a two-piece suit or a one-piece jumpsuit, depending on kind of where you go. So after they give you your clothes, they'll give you a pair of Gilligan shoes. They look like, Gilligan wore on Gilligan's Island. And, they'll give you that, and then they'll tell you to get back into another cage. So now you're in there. You're dressed out. You have the prison attire on. You're no longer going to be wearing your clothes. From that day on, you wear your prison clothes. They're going to issue you something later on, but that comes down the road. Now you go into that tank. So now you're just waiting. Now everybody has to wait in that tank. Everybody, listen, it's like an assembly line. It's a process. You wait, you're sitting around bored, nothing to do. People are dying this day and age. No phone, no nothing, So after you're in that tank, they'll call you back again. So after you go to the tank number 2, the holding tank, they'll call you out. Now they start doing your psychological evaluation, your teeth, everything. Your medical. They'll do your medical. You got any problems? They'll ask you, do you have any mental issues? Me, it was always no. So it just went real quick, But other people do have issues, and, that's where they get stuck down there for a little while. So they'll do all this evaluation. It's a medical evaluation, psychological evaluation, stuff like that. And after you've done all that, you got to sign a bunch of forms. Who's the person to call in an emergency. Now you go into the case manager's office. He's like, do you have any enemies? Can you come on this line? It's a complete intake. Did you cooperate in a criminal investigation? Are you in fear for your life? Are you a gang member? They ask you all these questions when you go see the case manager. So now after you get the medical, then the case manager, now they put you into another cage. Now you're just waiting. Now they'll call you one by one. And everybody's heard about a bedroll. You get a bedroll. So a bedroll, that now you're getting ready to go up to the units. Now you got all this stuff. They give you the prison handbook at R&D. It's receiving and discharge. That's what R&D means. And the funniest thing I've ever seen when I walked into Wyatt, rule number one in the little rule book they had was killing is prohibited. So I always thought that was pretty cool, and that stuck with me for my whole bit, right? So now you got the handbook, you got your bedroll. In a bedroll is you get one pillowcase if they had pillows. Most of the places don't today, so it's just a mattress. They give you a sheet, one blanket, like a little bar of soap, a little toothpaste, a little toothbrush, all the toiletries you're going to need for the next few days until you can go to the store. And that's a whole nother day that we'll talk about what the store is, how do you go to the store in prison, because a lot of people are say like, hey, what does that mean? A lot of times that, especially me, I just say, you went to the store, and I think everybody knows exactly what it means. That's why I'm going to try to go through all this stuff step by step so you know exactly what it is. So now that you got your bedroll, that's because all that is there's a mattress in there. Now your bedroll is your personal stuff that you're going to sleep on. Now after you have your bedroll, they give you a bunch of clothes. Not a bunch, but they give you like 3 pairs. They'll call you into another room. So now every time you get something done, you go into another holding tank. Then they'll call you out. It's another officer. It's like, he's at that station. All right, now come on, get your clothing issue. After you get your bedroll, after you had your medical intake, after you threw all your clothes away, you're in fresh prison clothes. Now they say, what size are you for boxes? You need extra large. 3 pairs of boxers. You get 3 towels, 3 changes of, whether it's a jumpsuit or tops and bottoms. You only get 1 pair of sneakers because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to go to the store when it's your day to shop. But we don't want to move too far ahead. Now they're giving you all your stuff that you need there. And your bedroll also is like a pencil, some pieces of paper, a couple of envelopes. They're giving you a head start. So as soon as you get there, you can write your people a letter, whatever the case may be is. So you're going to get 3 boxes from the clothes, 3 T-shirts, 3 changes like jumpsuit, tops and bottoms, khakis, and like 3 socks. So now you got your bedroll and your clothing issue. And then the last thing they give you at that night is a brown sack with like a bologna sandwich in it. That's your dinner. So now you're going up to the unit. You had your complete intake. That was your first day. Still on your first day, you're going up to the units. You're waiting for another officer to escort you 10 of the time. Who's ever done 10 of the time, you're going up to the units. And going up to the units, that'll be the next segment. What happens when you got everything and you're on your way up to the